You have always worn your flaws upon your sleeve, and I have always buried them deep beneath the ground. Dig them out, let's finish what we started.
It's not just fill in the blank, A, B, or C. It's not that sort of knowledge. It's more of an understanding of everything around you.
A lot of it was also about just operating in like a conference setting or in a corporate meeting setting, so you really take away things that can possibly be realistic situations.
You will bond so much more with your classmates and with your fellow students in this class than you will in any other class, because there's so much interaction.
If you don't want to be challenged, then don't take this class.
Kerstin's going to push you out of your comfort zone, and obviously it's really uncomfortable at first, but it really helps you figure out what kind of person you are and the type of leader you want to be.
Something that other students are really jealous about. They really, when they hear about it, they really wish they could do it. They really wish they were part of this class.
We talked about like the horse workshop or the climbing workshop. They're like, I don't really understand, but that's really cool because all we do is sit in a class, and while we're out there building relationships.
The horse workshop was actually the first time that I saw Kerstin really open up, because she was totally in her element, and I admired watching her work with the horses and show us how everything was done.
Going in and being like, you know what, we're all here doing the same thing, there's no judgment, we'll make everyone way more comfortable and you'll enjoy yourself so much more.
You can talk about it all day, like, oh, go say comfort zone, that doesn't sound that bad, but when you're trying to move around horses and you're actually frustrated and you're living it, it's definitely something you need to like experience. You can't just be taught.
Don't have expectations. I mean, even in our class, there were some people who, before the climbing or even before the horse, said, you know, oh, I have a ton of experience with this and I know what I'm doing. And then they got there and they were like, wow, this is pretty different from anything I've ever done.
The previous class, we talked about being out of our comfort zones and pushing ourselves into the different zones, stress levels and everything. But then once we actually got there, we experienced that for ourselves, and we saw how each of us handled that on an individual level as well as on a team level, how we were able to lead each other and work together even under that stress.
Nobody likes to fail, but like I failed a couple times in front of my team, but they kept pushing me. They're just like, Pete, you have this obstacle, go ahead and do it. And once I got it, like, I don't know, that was a very cool feeling.
If I would have, you know, been shy or not done it, I would have learned nothing from it, and I think that it would be just such a wasted opportunity.
If you have any qualms about being super open in class, the reflective journals are where you are really going to show who you are.
In your reflective journals, just be completely honest. You'll probably develop your own self.
Be very intentional in what you say with every single line, because you'll pick out a line and critique it, and that's with every single person in the class. It's just not me, it's not Sophia. Every single person, they get critiqued, and it's for a very good reason.
We read about the different cultures and read about the different leadership styles, and then see them even in the different students in the class.
Kerstin creates a culture where it's very open since day one, and so you feel comfortable being yourself and other people feel the same.
I'm more of a quiet person, so I need to really work on being more assertive and voicing my opinions, which I think Kerstin personally has helped me out a lot.
I come from a large school where you never really have that from a teacher. You have, you know, lecture halls of 500, 600 people, and it's just like a teacher doesn't know who you are, doesn't care if you're there. But she will take the time to make sure that each individual student is really developing and growing, and she will know if you are or not. And it's like she'll notice a lot of things about each kid that they don't even think in themselves.
We in this class have become closer with each other in some respects than with anybody else in the program.
I think learning about my own self. Nothing academic. Nothing that things that you don't see about yourself that you start to notice when people point it out during class or she points out during the reflection.
Those life skills of being a leader, but it's also just being a better person, a more aware person.
How you handle conflict, how you communicate, and it helps you figure out how to be more effective at leading people.
Just like who each other truly are on a very personal level.
You learn a lot about people and like how they think and how they work, and as a leader you're going to have to know how people think.
And we learn theories in this class, but you also learn a lot more of like how to apply them in everyday situations.
Actually doing the activities full out to really figure out, you know, what works for you and what doesn't.
Don't be intimidated by her.
But don't be intimidated
Don't.
by her. That's, I think, the biggest thing that you can learn. And if you are feeling intimidated at first, just stick it out because she's actually a great listener and a great resource.
Come prepared, especially when you're going into a debate. To not be afraid to vocalize your opinion.
Be like frank with your peers,
Yeah.
because that's how they're gonna learn.
Honest.
Yeah.
And don't take things personally when you get critiqued, because if you don't like criticism, then don't join this class because there's going to be criticism.
Everything that is said in that class, either by your peers or by Kerstin, is meant for your own personal development.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
100%
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Best class I've taken.
Yes, definitely take this class.
100%.
Absolutely.
Easily my favorite class I've taken this semester.
Couldn't agree more.
We'll see that we need them to be who we are. Without them, we'd be doomed.